Hey adventurers, welcome back to the channel. I'm so incredibly excited that you are tuning in to today's video. If this is your very first time, welcome. My name is Michelle and my husband and I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and we are planning a brand new trip and adventure to Walt Disney World this coming August. In fact, just in several weeks from if you're watching this video as it goes live. So we are heading to Walt Disney World to celebrate Travis's 40th birthday at the end of August. We are specifically going for 5 days, 5 full days. So this is the longest trip that we've had so far on our year of Disney travels. If you are brand new to this channel, I would love if you would subscribe, especially if Disney content and travel content is something that you're interested in. We have tons and tons of Disney content coming up this month. Like I said, we are doing a 5 full day adventure trip to Walt Disney World to not only go and experience Walt Disney World and in of itself, but we are going to be able to go and embark on 2 brand new things that, well, one that we've never gone on that has been happening for a very long time at Disney, and then the other is a brand new, very exciting land that is opening that we have the pleasure and the honor that we are going to be able to go and enjoy before anyone else, which is so incredibly exciting. So I hope you will stay tuned and hear some really cool travel planning tips and our itinerary that we have for this upcoming August trip. Okay, so as I said before, we are headed for 5 full days to Walt Disney World in August. We are going for August 20th to the 25th, more specifically, and it is so incredibly exciting. We've had this trip planned for the entirety that we've had the annual passes. So if this is the very first time you're watching the channel, my husband Travis and I, my name is Michelle, and we decided back in February to kind of embark on this year of Disney. So we actually purchased annual passes. We live in Atlanta, Georgia, so we do have the capabilities to drive very easily. We have family that live in Orlando, so we can go and visit with them as well. So we just have some cool opportunities and we wanted to just make the most of it. We both have very big birthdays coming up this year and next year, and so we really wanted to kind of just live it up one last time before we start trying to add to our family, and so we wanted to embark on this year of Disney. All of that to be said, we are so excited because we have had, like I said, this trip planned since we bought the annual passes back in February. Travis's birthday is at the end of August, and we knew with his birthday being on a Friday, what better way to celebrate turning 40 than at the happiest, most amazing and magical place on earth. And we had thought very long and hard, do we want to take like a big trip somewhere, or go to like Disneyland or Tokyo or something like that, and we just decided this year we didn't want to do that. We actually wanted to save our money and kind of plan for some big travel for 2020. So we're just really excited. I know Travis is really super excited. We're going to be able to do some brand new adventures on this trip, some things that you guys might actually be interested in watching and seeing, that we are very excited to share with you. The very first is Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, if my ears don't give it away enough. Yeah, so we have a very spooky themed trip this coming August. If you are brand new to the channel, or if you're just getting to know me, I love all things Halloween. Halloween is my favorite time of year. I love the fall. I love decorating for fall. So like I said, if Disney is not enough of a placeholder to get you to subscribe to the content, for the content and subscribe to the channel, then if you love Halloween decorations and fall decor and all things Halloween and all things fall, then definitely subscribe, because we are going to be sharing tons of adventures when we get back from our trip at Disney World. So but all that to be said, we're super excited that the very first night that we actually check into the hotel, I actually have my notes here on my phone so I can walk you through our itinerary and let you guys know, has the preview for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, has that affected our trip planning at all? So like I said, we're going from August 20th to August 25th, and we are staying for 5 days. We are actually staying off property. This is the fifth time that we've actually stayed off property, and we love it. We always stay at the Marriott Village, and we kind of hop back and forth between the Fairfield, or from Spring Hill Suites, and then the Courtyard. So this time we're actually staying at the Spring Hill Suites, which is really exciting, and I'm definitely excited to kind of share more an in-depth unpack with me video that I've never done before. So that'll be super exciting to share. But the very first night we get there, we are going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. This is the very first time Travis and I both, we've never gone or attended this before. So it'll be brand new for the both of us. We've got some really fun costumes that we're going to attempt to wear. I had to be very thoughtful and intentional with our costume choices because we're going in August, and August in Florida, if you don't know, is incredibly rainy and it is very, very hot. So we had to take all of that into consideration with our costume choices. So we're just gonna spice it up with some really cute themed t-shirts, and then for me, some Mickey ears. So we're gonna kind of try to keep it light because, you know, as much as I'd love to dress up in costumes and all of that, it just really isn't, I guess, I just don't think it's going to work very well in our favor to do that. So I'd rather us be able to enjoy the evening and really kind of enjoy the event. And I don't want costumes and all of that stuff to kind of make it uncomfortable for us, especially if it's super, super hot. So, but yeah, so that'll be the very, very first night of our trip. And one of the questions that you guys have been asking me so frequently over on Instagram, especially because I've been hinting for a very long time that we were traveling in August. And many of you guys have said, oh my gosh, well, Disney just made a huge huge announcement of a major land that's opening in August. Has that announcement affected your trip? And the short answer, I wish it was a black and white answer, like a yes or a no. It has affected our trip planning and it hasn't affected our trip planning. And I'll explain to you really quickly why. So if you have not heard the news, Disney World is opening Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios on August 29th. And like I said, we've had this trip planned long before that announcement came. And so honestly, we had two reactions the very first time that we heard that it was opening August 29th. The very first reaction I had was, well, I was kind of bummed, honestly, because I was like, oh man, we'll have just missed it. But then after talking with several friends who have done like Pandora's grand opening, Toy Story Land, you know, their grand opening, and how insane it is, and a lot of people know that I don't like big crowds. I get very panic ridden, and I get a lot of anxiety with crowds, or massive crowds. And so I actually had a very dear friend who said it actually might work better in your favor going the week before, because more often than not, they usually have previews, especially for pass holders and for cast members, so you might be able to secure a pass holder preview opportunity. And so we thought, well, if it happens, great, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And then we were talking to like Disney travel agents and several other, you know, friends and experts who visit the parks very frequently, and they were all saying, you know, you're gonna luck out because the crowds will be incredibly minimal the week before you're going, because most people are going to be waiting until afterwards. They want to wait until after Star Wars actually officially opens to go and spend the time and the money to go on a Disney trip. So all things to be considered, you know, most people could be incredibly upset that they're missing out on seeing, you know, a historic event like Star Wars opening. And for us, you know, we were kind of bummed at first, and then, you know, all those other factors came into play, and we thought, well, maybe we'll be lucky and we'll have the opportunity to actually see Star Wars Galaxy's Edge before anyone else, and quite frankly, maybe without some of the huge crowds. And I'm so incredibly excited to announce that we do get that opportunity. So on our very second day, if you have seen the news, Disney actually opened up pass holder previews for only Platinum, Platinum Plus, and Premier pass holders. We are Platinum pass holders, and that's just because that's the only pass that's pretty much offered for us, because we do live out of state. So when they announced that it was only going to be offered for those level pass holders, we thought, well, maybe we will have a chance. And then they announced the dates, and I was really nervous about the dates because ours are so close to the opening. I thought that they might not have pass holder previews during our time frame, but we lucked out because the pass holder previews are actually from August 17th until August 21st. And so I knew, looking at our Disney itinerary, that we literally only had one day to play with. We only have the day of the 21st that could work in our favor to go and see and experience Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So If you are a annual pass holder and you're watching this, stay tuned to this next part because I know that you're gonna chuckle, because within the Disney annual pass holder community, there's kind of a running joke, although it might not be very funny to some, myself included, because Disney always puts out the, reveals these emails. They send out these emails to pass holders for different style events. They have events in the summertime and the evenings where they open up several of the parks and only for pass holders. And it's kind of a running joke because a lot of these pass holders don't get these emails. I'm included in that. I have never once received a single email from Disney World prior to this pass holder email. So once that Disney World actually announced the dates for pass holder previews, I went on the website literally every single morning at 6 a.m. and wanted to be sure that we would get some sort of email notification of the pass holder previews. Luckily, we secured that August 21st from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. time slot, which is so exciting. Even more exciting is, as I'm filming this, there's actually employees and cast members who are touring through Star Wars Galaxy's Edge as I'm filming this. And I was very nervous that we were not going to be able to film anything or take any pictures so that we have that long-lasting memory. And lucky for us, I'm noticing on Instagram and Twitter today, every single person that's at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge today are filming everything and all of it. So I'm so excited that we will definitely be able to share that content with you, and for us to be able to relive years and years down the road, to be able to experience that land for the first time and not having seen anything. We've not watched any walkthroughs or POVs or anything. So it will be 100% organic for us to see Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disney World. It's incredibly exciting. So that is day 2. And then we're actually on day 2, and this is one of the tips that I have for you guys, especially if you're planning a trip to Walt Disney World. This has become kind of a must for Travis and for me for booking Disney travel, and that is we always now have to have Disney we have to have a dining reservation every single night. The mornings and lunchtime we're not necessarily concerned with, but the evenings it is a must for us to have a table service dining reservation. So I hope that that is helpful for you. We just have learned so frequently that not having some sort of reservation in the evening has just not worked out very well for us. It's just been really frustrating for us. So we definitely were very intentional and very thoughtful with our planning for this trip, because we wanted to be able to enjoy it, one, and just kind of slow down and chill, two, and then number 3, we wanted to just be able to each night kind of sit down, have a nice meal, and just sit and, you know, visit with each other and just talk about, you know, all the memories we've made that day and just be able to kind of relive it in real time. So it's one of those things that became very important for both Travis and for myself. And so I'm really excited with some of the reservations that we have on this trip. The very first night we're just going to go to Kona Cafe just to grab something really quick before heading over to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. After our Star Wars Galaxy's Edge pass holder preview, we're gonna go back to the hotel, chill out for a while, and then we have dinner reservations at the Edison, which is at Disney Springs, which is incredibly exciting because I love like that steampunk 1940s style era. It's just really fun, and I thought, what better way to celebrate turning 40 than going to a 40s themed restaurant? So you'll start to see some theming here across our trip itinerary. And then the next day, we are going to end up doing rope drop over at Animal Kingdom. I know one of the other questions you guys had was, has the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge pass holder preview, or the previews in general, or the opening in general, has it affected like fast passes, and what do fast passes look like? And it's very common for me to get that question because we consistently stay off property, so we are always in that 30 days out pass holder or fast pass kind of timeline. So usually what we end up doing is 30 days from the day that we are traveling to the, you know, whichever park it might be, be. And I always choose the park that does not have any kind of extra magic hours. So if like Magic Kingdom has extra magic hours that day, I will not go near Magic Kingdom that day. It's just one of the things that I've learned. Or if they have like the morning magic hours, I will go to that theme park at night, because I've noticed consistently at nighttime, those parks are just, they're a lot calmer and they're not as busy because a lot of the property, those that are staying on property are going there in the morning, in the early hours. So with all of that to be said, so our third day that we are there, we're actually going to go rope drop Animal Kingdom, because we didn't really have any big trouble or any problems with booking fast passes. I was really surprised that on the morning 7 a.m., you know, when you're hopping on the app, I always did it from my laptop. I just found that it was a lot easier. So all those mornings that I was hopping on to see kind of what fast passes were available, it's always consistently the same ones that are not. So just don't get your hopes up for Flight of Passage or Slinky Dog, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. And then this last go round, the one that was most frustrating that wasn't available for us, because it is one of our favorites, is specifically it's Travis's favorite, but Tower of Terror was never available. And that is because it is currently under refurbishment. So I think only like one or two sides of it are open. So it just, fast passes are very small and few and far between. So it's one of those that we already know that we're gonna have to like go and intentionally just go and stand and wait in line, and just, it's just gonna have to be what it is. But we know that it's a ride that we do not want to miss on this trip for sure. So yeah, so we have our morning over at Animal Kingdom, and then that night we have, like I said, the dinner reservations are a must, and we'll be enjoying Via Napoli for the very first time, which is so exciting because I've been wanting to dine there for a very long time and just could never secure a dining reservation. So we're really excited to do that, because this is our so sad that, you know, Illuminations is ending. So this will be kind of like our kiss goodbye to Illuminations. So we will definitely be sharing an entire kind of walkthrough of that whole entire process. If you want to see Illuminations one last time and maybe you can't visit the parks, I'm so excited that I will definitely be sharing that with you, because it's one of those things that I want to relive, because it is one of those fireworks shows that reminds me of when I used to work at Disney. So I definitely will be sharing that with each and every single one of you that is interested in watching it. So on that Friday, that's actually Travis's birthday. So we are super excited to kind of wake up that morning, and we're actually gonna go and go into the Magic Kingdom and enjoy celebrating the beginning of him kickstarting his turning 40 over at the Magic Kingdom. We both felt that that was kind of the most appropriate place to celebrate. I think it's the culmination of Mickey turning 90, so I think that'll be really fun to like go and take pictures and enjoy a Mickey waffle and just kind of take it all in, because even though we're going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, as much as I want to ride all the rides throughout that entire party, for me it's more taking in the events and the ambiance and the parade and the fireworks and the show and all of that stuff. So some of the rides just I don't think we're gonna be able to get to at the party. So we have 3 fast passes for bright and early at 9, 10, and 11. We have Space Mountain, Buzz Lightyear, and then Haunted Mansion, of course, which you guys know is definitely one of my favorites. And then Friday night, we kind of went back and forth between 2 reservations for this night, because it is a big celebration. We were thinking about going to Victoria and Albert's, which is a 5-star, 5-diamond. It is top echelon, very nice, very fine dining restaurant, and we were thinking about going there to celebrate Travis's birthday. And then after sitting and talking about it and watching several other YouTubers who get to frequent Disney often, and seeing that Bull and Bear across the board was just getting beyond rave reviews. Everyone was just saying just how incredible it was. And so every single time that we watched another YouTuber out there, you know, enjoying Bull and Bear, Travis would always look over at me and was like, we want to go there, let's go there. Like, I really want to try it. So I kept thinking, he's been requesting it so often, you know, I think that would actually be the best place for us to go and celebrate his turning 40. So that is where we will be enjoying our dinner that night. And then we've left the evening open on purpose. And it's just kind of just to see just what fast passes are going to be available. We'll either maybe head back into Epcot that night, or maybe over to Hollywood Studios, I'm not really sure, or maybe Animal Kingdom to see Rivers of Light. We won't be able to go back to Magic Kingdom because that is a party night for the Halloween party, so we won't be able to go back into Magic Kingdom, which is totally okay because everyone else will be enjoying the party that evening. And then Saturday morning, which is going to be our last and final day over at Disney, and we are actually going to kickstart Travis's 40th birthday with an aloha. So aloha to your 30s and aloha to 40s. So we are super excited to go and enjoy breakfast at Ohana, which will be our very, very first time enjoying and experiencing that, which is exciting. And then I've got several fast passes over at Hollywood Studios before we head home because, like I've said before, the Hollywood Studios is one of Travis's favorites. So it'll be a really cool way to just enjoy several more rides before we have to head back home. So there you have it. There are all of our plans and itinerary for our trip this coming August. We are so incredibly excited. It's just a few weeks away from this video when you're watching. So we're just so incredibly excited to go and celebrate and enjoy some really cool time. If you love Disney content, especially if you love like walkthroughs and travel videos and the pack with me's, I am going to be sharing all of that in the next upcoming week. So my Disney content is pretty much every single Friday, and then every Monday I have like weekly vlogs which are super fun to film, and several of my weekly vlogs up in the next upcoming weeks will be all pack with me and all of that kind of good stuff, just preparing for our upcoming Disney trip. So if that is something that interests you, I would love if you would subscribe to the channel and follow along. The adventures are going to be super fun. I'm super excited to share them all with you. We've just got like a really big trip coming up, and yeah, so I hope you'll follow along. If this video has been fun and interesting to you, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to share it with all your Disney loving friends, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Keep exploring. I'll talk to you later. Bye.